Welcome to video number 7. This is Chris, and the frequently asked question for today's video is, why is my computer so slow trying to shut down? Now, this is a really curious problem, and it actually took me a while to figure it out when I was just a regular home PC user before I actually got into the IT industry. And you'd think your computer would shut down without any problem. Well, this is kind of an interesting situation. So let's talk about the usual suspects for when your computer just won't shut down and it just hangs at the log off screen. Now, what's usually happening is you have conflicting applications or applications that are being faulty. They're not working, they're erroring out. And uh, applications, they do conflict from time to time because they're trying to share system resources, mostly RAM and CPU especially too. Both of those are just really big. And what happens is when applications start to conflict with each other, they usually error out and they start to behave abnormally, or they are bad behaving applications. That's actually a real phrase out there. I thought that was pretty funny when I first heard that. But when applications start to freak out, then they have to manually be closed. And so what's happening is sometimes you might hit shut down and it looks like nothing's going on, but what Windows is trying to do is shut down these faulty or conflicting applications. Another thing that could be going on is you could have conflicting device drivers or even out of date device drivers. Now, drivers, all they are little pieces of software that let your hardware, like your hard drive, talk to your software, your Windows operating system. So Windows and your actual physical hardware needs a little bridge, and that's what your device drivers are. And if your drivers are out of date, then you can actually have quite a big problem. And that's what usually causes device drivers to conflict, is that they're just out of date. Your hardware is newer than the driver that you have installed, and so it's not talking with Windows right, and so it just hangs when you try to shut down. Or you could just have damaged device drivers, and drivers are just files like any other application, and sometimes they get corrupted and then they stop working. And when your drivers aren't working, Windows and your physical hardware can't talk to each other, and you're always going to have performance problems. That's just a guarantee. Now, what do you do about this? Well, the best thing to do is whenever you're going to shut down, manually close your applications first. And if it gets really bad and you have applications that are just hanging, you can actually go to the task manager and manually shut them down there as well. Now, always check for updated drivers. Now, this is kind of a pain because that means that you might have to go to the HP or Dell website or eMachines or whoever you bought the computer from. Or you might have a piece of hardware that you bought at the store to add on, like an external hard drive. And so that's a lot of drivers to check for. And underneath the video, on this page, you'll see a link to a utility that I really like that automatically checks your driver updates for you. It totally automates the process, because if you think about all the different pieces of hardware, there's really 25 to 30 really core components of your computer if you really add them all up. And who has time to check the drivers on 25 to 30 pieces of hardware? Well, I don't, so just let a piece of software do it for you. And also, if you ever have problems, especially with drivers and applications that are misbehaving, just roll back to a time where you know everything was working right with your system restore. And so these 3 things we're going to show you how you can manage your applications with the taskbar, and we'll show you how to use software utilities to maintain your drivers, and we'll also show you system restore coming up in the tune-up section of our videos. That's after the frequently asked questions. Now, here's some advanced tips for you. You can also tweak your page file settings, and this helps with memory management And once your page file settings are streamlined, your computer runs a lot faster. Especially, you'll notice the biggest difference at shutdown. And like we talked about in the last video, shut down bloated services that you're not using, because Windows also has to shut down services when you're powering down as well, not just applications that are running in front of you in the screen. And these are two things we're also going to show you in the tune-up video, so make sure to stay tuned for all of that. I want to thank you for tuning into today's video, and just a quick reminder, you can catch all 20 videos in the Digital Survival series by going to gotslowcomputer.com. Until then, we'll see you on the next video.